So, guys, I know it's 2025, the worst year since years were ever invented. Everybody had a bad year. I know. No, I'd never bad year. But I'm basing this on what I'm seeing online. Everybody's had a horrible 2025. So I was asking myself this question because I remember everybody saying 2024 was a bad year, 2023 was a bad year. 2022, been a lot of bad
I
years.
can't wait to see the end of this year. It was terrible. Oh,
So I was like, how do you have better years?
wow.
How do you have there's
Well, I suppose the one thing is that it's my observation is that people set themselves up to go from January to December.
yeah.
So December, everything's done. And typically my observation at the moment is that most companies shut down last week.
Yes, they did.
And which would have been, I don't know, the 12th or something of December.
Yes.
So typically what they're doing is they're cramming a month's worth of work into 2 weeks. No wonder people are frazzled and this year sucks, because now you're cramming 2 weeks of work a month of work into 2 weeks.
It's tough.
That's tough.
That's very tough.
That's hard. And especially when it's at the end where it's that final stretch to, can't wait to get over the final stretch. And everybody knows that it's tough.
Yep.
And that there's a lot happening. So it's like, it's just, and they tie this busyness of now to it the whole year. And so my advice to people is actually to set yourself up to go into January, not into December. So you're running from January to January, not January to December.
Okay, so you close out the year.
So you're going
12.
But go into January.
Okay.
Because if you're going January to December, by December it's finished.
Yeah, you cut in.
And that's it. And everybody shuts down and your brain shuts down with everybody. But if you say, I'm going to go from January to the end of January and reevaluate.
Yeah.
People will push through December until January. And then in January, they're already in the swing of things. They're going to keep going. So that would be the first thing is, I would say, don't make the 1st of December 2026 your end of year.
Ooh,
or the 12th or the 16th, because that's what we typically observe in South Africa, with the 16th being a public holiday. Everybody goes,
I just got to make it to the 16th.
I just got to make it to the 16th.
And I got to say this, I'm not going to go find the comment right now, but somebody actually commented, because we were talking about something similar a few weeks ago, and she said, thank you so much for saying this, because it gave me the awareness that I was thinking exactly like my coworkers, and I'm actually not tired.
Yeah. I mean, so many people are excited and fired up and joyful about Christmas, and they're actually looking forward to, yes, a holiday or some time off, but they're not exhausted and shattered. And this year was, for a lot of people, this was actually the first year that people have had a normal financial, spiritual, whatever year without interruptions and without having to play catch up since COVID. And that's a huge win.
Yes.
And I think that's also what people are not taking into account, is that they've had a normal year. I mean, when was the last time we had a normal year that all the bills were paid? We weren't playing catch up from the start. We weren't, and look, everybody's different.
Yes.
And I'll speak for myself, and most small businesses, is that this is the first year that they're not in COVID debt.
Yeah.
And recovery from COVID.
Very true.
So it's just, for me, I think it's so important for people to have that awareness of, that's also why people, it's like, sure, it's a relief. We've had a full year without all these kind of
stuff.
interruptions.
Yeah, you're actually right. I feel like for me as well, this is like my first year since COVID where things kind of feel normal again. From a financial standpoint, also from but definitely more so from a spiritual standpoint. I feel, and when I say spiritual, I don't mean religious. I'm not going to church more, so no, that's not what I mean. Just from how I feel as a being, I guess the best way I can put it is I feel normal again. In that sense, I don't feel that don't get too close to me vibe. And it's weird because have you still seen there's still places that have the social distancing stuff up?
Stickers on the floor, stickers on the windows, banners up, things all over the place. And I mean, I was somewhere the other day and I looked and I thought, wow, that's 4 years old and nobody's done anything with it.
No.
It's still hanging on their door.
And my take was, I think that's something that's still, it's so small yet and so insignificant, but it's something that's still holding people stuck in those times, and people don't even realize it. Because I can't remember where I was, and I saw it on the floor, like you just said, and there was somebody behind me, and I was like, we're very much not social distancing, and I know you're not even aware of the social distancing on the floor, but I am. So back up. Back up. I know it's not COVID times, but back up.
I mean, we were in the queue in the grocery store yesterday, Michaela and myself, and there was two elderly ladies literally standing on top of us. And it's so funny you bring it up, because I was like, there were some pleasant things to COVID, as you didn't have somebody standing on top of you. And this woman, she bashed me with her handbag. Like, she turned around and she had this huge big handbag and she bashed me with it. And then she says to her friend, it's one good thing about my handbag. It forces people to hurry up and move out the way. And
old lady.
I was standing there killing myself laughing, and I thought, wow, I'm not going to move now.
So it wasn't, oh, sorry, I hit you with my bag. It was,
no,
this is justified.
Correct. And I'm like, we're in a queue. Where do you expect me to go? Like, anyways, we had Michaela and I had a laugh about it afterwards, and we're like, some people,
some people do not care.
But it was, we just laughed about it and carried on. But, it is the first time we haven't had that social distancing.
Yep.
Are you coughing on me? I mean, some people still have that, like, oh, your nose is running. You better
say, are you coughing on me? Because people don't have that awareness anymore. People are sneezing in public, like sneezing out loud now. You don't care.
Yeah. And I mean, even like at our CrossFit box this morning, one of the guys sneezed and everybody was like, oh, bless you. And we just carried on. And
3 years ago, the guy would have been kicked out the box.
Correct. And so it is. It's just understanding that it's the first year that things have gone back to normal spiritually, and that we can actually connect with people.
Yeah.
From that aspect.
So for those of you who we've landed up on your timeline, because it seems like that's something that Nicole and I do a lot when we do our podcast, we should probably introduce ourselves, because we just kind of started. And I like that we just started, because that probably kept you interested for a little bit.
Hopefully.
Very true. This is a generalization. So for those of you who don't know, this is the Uncovering Greatness podcast. And as always, I am your host, Sule. So the Uncovering Greatness podcast is a podcast that we at Uncovering Greatness as a business created for you, for the people, to just add value to you guys from a free perspective, for people who may not necessarily be able to get in our world, or for people who have been in our world but want to continue staying in our world. And what we focus on is business mindset and personal development. We are the best of the best at it when we want to be. And today I am joined by, in my opinion, the best processor in the world, Nicole Mitchell. And what Nicole does is she helps you find out what you want, and she helps you get it. Nicole, how are you today?
I'm very good. Thank you, Sule. And it is so funny you say that. It's like, I help you find out what you want and then help you get it.
Yes.
by getting you out of the way of you.
Oh, finally. Flipping hell. I've been trying to figure out how to weave those things together without sounding
Because
stupid.
we are our biggest issue. We are the thing that holds us back, and we are the biggest stumbling block in our life.
Yeah, we're the number one common denominator in our lives.
Yep.
Even though people don't admit it. Like most people, it's everybody else's fault. When you admit that, you change your life. So it's probably the first step of changing your life, I believe.
What, acknowledging that you're the problem?
Yes.
Correct.
Once that happens, the world just opens up. It's crazy.
Because now you can do something about it, and you can change who you are or who you want to be or where you're going, or there's so many things you get to change if you are willing to acknowledge that.
For sure. So you guys might be wondering why we started the way that we started. And the reason why I started the way that I started is because I want to talk about something that happens every year, this time of year for most people. I know that I have stopped doing it because I have never once in my life achieved a New Year's resolution or a goal that I had set on New Year's, not once. And that is not even a lie.
So do you have the stats on how many people keep New Year's resolutions?
I do, so I can run through them for you, right? Okay. So we go up to 80%. This is a global average. Up to 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February.
I'm surprised they got to February. I think the stat is 50% don't make it past the first week of January or something like that.
Yes. I can actually check that. I can double check that, but let me just run through the ones that I've got. So it's 90% of resolutions never last the full year. This one is one we're going to dive into because I know this is one of your favorite ones. People who write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them than those who don't. Mm-hmm. Why is that?
So the biggest thing about writing them down is that when you write them down, you can actually see them and they will come back. And, even if it's on a piece of paper, I have pieces of paper that I wrote goals down, and just like suddenly 5 years out of the blue, they pop out in front of you, mm-hmm. Or a book pops up and you're like, and because you've put it into the physical universe, it's real. It's you started to create it. Mm-hmm. And so typically, because you have created it, you've put it into the physical universe, now it's more likely to happen. Okay. So you started the creation process by writing it down. The other thing is when you physically write it, not type it, mm-hmm. there's something that happens between your hand and your brain that actually put it into the universe that makes it more real. So it is important to be aware of when you are setting goals, write them down.
Does goal setting work? That was actually how I wanted to start the podcast.
Does goal setting work? Yes, if you do it the right way.
What's the right way? Okay, before we get into that, because you did ask a question, yes. I would like to answer that question for you. So, about 23% of people abandon their New Year's resolutions by the end of the first week of January. Around 43% of resolution setters give up by the end of January. So you're right.
So about 50%. Almost 50% by the end of January, which is pretty scary.
I mean, 9 to 12% of people stick with their resolutions long term. That's tiny.
And it goes back to what are you asked the question. Now I've gone blank what the question was. What is the right way to set goals?
Yes.
And my biggest observation with New Year's resolutions is we've had a good party, we've seen lots of people, and we look at all the negative things that have happened in our life, mm-hmm. and we go, I don't want that to I don't want to be overweight by next year. So I'm going to lose weight. That's going to be my New Year's resolution.
Cool.
Is I'm going to lose weight.
Yes. It's a good one. Okay. Popular one.
But the question is, well, what plan do you have? How are you going to lose weight? How are you preparing things? And, funny enough, I was at a talk on Saturday, and the keynote speaker was saying that one of the biggest reasons why people fail in goal setting is because they don't change their environment.
Oh, okay. So you set a goal at KFC, just an example, at KFC, and you continue going to KFC.
So, well,
stupid example.
But basically you set a goal, you're at a party with all this food and all these people, and you say, I'm going to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now how is your environment changing in order to achieve that goal? So are you going to keep going to those parties and hanging around with the same people that helped you put the weight on? Or are you going to change your environment? Are you going to start going to the gym? And when we say going to the gym, we don't mean sign up. Because I think the stat on that is crazy in terms of I think the January sign-ups are what get gyms through the year.
Yeah.
It will determine how many people sign up in January, determines the profitability of a gym throughout the year.
You don't get to cancel.
Because people don't cancel, and then they also don't go. But anyways, and this is where changing your environment is so important, because by putting yourself in the gym,
yes,
you're changing your environment. If you want to lose weight.
Yeah.
Or, and this is where it's so important to also look at what is your mental environment.
Okay.
So are you listening to audios to help you lose weight? Are you listening to motivational speakers? Are you listening to people who can tell you, yes, you can do this? But it is important to be aware that if you don't change your environment, mental, physical, your goals are not going to be achieved. So let's say you set a goal, I want to make sure I have more money at the end of the year.
Yes.
Okay. What are you changing in your environment to create that?
Got you.
Because a lot of people will go and spend a lot of money in December, and then January it's like, I'm never going to have this happen again. My goal is by next year I'm going to make lots of money. Well, how are you going to do that? What's the plan?
Okay.
What are the steps you're going to take? Who are you listening to change your mindset? Who are you getting advice from?
Yes.
Who's the mentor that's going to help you? Because most people set goals without mentors. And they have no cooking clue. They're going to do something they've never done before, and then they're not going to get any advice from anybody.
I'll figure it out.
I'm going to work it up. So, I'm just going to go and do, I don't know. I heard about this thing. It's called, what is it called? It's called, when you eat later in the day, it's called.
That thing. Intermittent fasting.
Yeah, that thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Okay.
That's my goal for the year.
What does that mean?
And I mean, I joke about it, about the intermittent fasting, but that's how a lot of people set themselves up. Oh, I've heard about this thing. It's really great. They have no research on it. They have no idea how it works, but they like the idea of it.
I like the way it sounds. That sounds like a cool thing that I could do.
And then they don't plan anything for it.
Yeah.
So, if you're planning on doing New Year's resolutions, I would suggest you get an idea now.
Yes.
Do the research so that come the 1st of January, you want to lose weight. You have the right food in your fridge. You have an eating plan. You have a coach that you're following.
Yeah.
You have everything set up. So come the 1st of January, you are serious and you have a game plan, and that is what you're going to do. And you're going to have people hold you accountable to that.
I'll be honest, I've never heard anybody say it like that, because I was just thinking, because you make you make the New Year's resolution on the 31st. Thing, what's this?
Yes.
Clock ball drops, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to lose weight. Continue drinking, partying, wake up on the 1st, go to the fridge. Oh, man. It's only unhealthy food here and I'm hungover. So that's what I'm going to eat. I'm going to start on the 2nd, actually. But if you set yourself up by actually putting the right foods now, by the time when you wake up on the 1st, you've already got all the healthy things that you need to be eating. So it makes it a little bit harder for you to not do that.
And I mean, this talk that I was at on Saturday, one of the guys was saying, because it was all about health and wellness going into the new year.
Okay.
And one of the guys was saying he had set himself a goal that he was going to do a weight loss program. And he said, in his business, if he could get 10 people in his business to do it, he would do it with them.
Okay, cool.
Starting on the 15th of the month.
Oh.
The 15th of December.
Okay.
Because his
nice
thing was, if you started on the 15th, Christmas is only one day.
Yeah.
It's one day.
You can push
that. He actually had 30 people in his business sign up and do it. And he said, now the goal is to see how many of those 30 actually stick with it. But he said,
that's cool.
Given the fact that they will be 10 days in by the time they hit Christmas.
Nice.
There's a pretty strong chance that if they fall off the bandwagon, they'll get straight back up and continue
after Christmas
and through January because they're already pre-set up.
Yeah. So, and you use two good examples because I feel like a generalization, but those are probably the two most popular, right? Weight loss and money. How important is it to be very specific? So I want to lose weight. It's not specific because I can lose 1 kilo, 2 kilos, and I've lost weight, right? That's not.
Yes, but also you can lose a lot of weight and lose a lot of muscle and become very unhealthy.
Okay.
So when you are setting yourself up weight loss, like this is like a very good topic for me.
I know.
So
that's why I chose it.
So when we're looking at, what is the purpose of losing weight? Is it to get more healthy? Is it to get stronger? Is it to get fitter? What is the purpose of losing weight?
Okay.
So that's the first thing is, why do you want to lose weight? Okay, so I look and feel good. Well, then it's important that you also be aware of your muscle mass.
Okay.
And that's where having a good coach is so important, because if you have a good coach, they can help you through, one, the weight loss, but two, also make sure that your muscle mass either stays the same or increases.
Cool.
And you lose fat, not you just lose weight.
Because that could include muscle as well, right? If you're losing
because
weight.
Typically muscle is heavier than fat. So people often associate weight loss with a good thing.
Oh, okay. So it can actually be a bad thing because you're losing muscle.
Because you're losing muscle, especially in, I say the elderly, as in people over the age of 35, because it is important that you maintain muscle mass as you, into your later years, because the stat around the elderly and muscle loss is huge. I think there was a study in the UK that women over the age of 80 struggle to pick up 5 kilos or more.
Flip.
And I'm like, that's a bag of bag of flour.
Yeah, it's a bag of rice.
It's a big bag of stuff, and people struggle
to put that
to pick that up. Why? Because, well, if they don't have to and they haven't been building muscle, they're gonna, it's
you struggle with it.
So it is important to make sure that if you're setting goals, one, you have a coach that's going to help you lose the right kind of weight. Because I think that's also the other thing, is that you start a weight loss program and you lose weight and you get sick. Okay, that's very common in a weight loss program.
Yeah.
Okay. People do not understand that toxins are stored in their fat.
Damn.
So all the toxins in your body are stored in your fat. So now you go and lose weight. Well, those toxins have to move. So they move through your body and then they make you sick.
Okay.
So if you don't have a coach advising you of something simple like that, and your goal is to lose anything more than 5 kilos, chances are, if you're not taking a good quality supplement, you're going to get sick.
Got you.
And, you know, this is where people start to get inflammation and things. Why? Because toxins are moving through their bodies and they're not aware of it.
And then it's, if I'm understanding what you're saying, so it's not just I have a personal trainer, they tell me what to lift, blah, 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 blah. It's asking the questions around, okay, cool, how do I lose weight but not lose muscle, or lose weight but gain muscle? Maybe I don't actually have muscle at all.
So it's, and muscle. Everybody's going to be different.
Yes.
And so this is where the first question is, why do you want to lose weight?
Okay.
And that's, so it's understanding that. What kind of weight do you want to lose? Do you want to lose a healthy weight, or do you want to lose just any weight? Like, what is it that, and that's where it's so important for people to understand, what is your goal? What is your plan? What are your next steps?
Let's talk about the money one then.
Yes.
I want to make more money. 2026. How important is that? So you talk about setup versus upset, right? So I feel like, and this is also just a generalization, you hear a lot of it, people say, I want to make more money in the new year. They don't put a number on it. They don't say anything. It's just lots. Oh yes, that's the number. Sorry. I'm going to make lots of money in the new year. And they go into the new year doing exactly the same things. So the setup is, this is the way that I'm looking at it. The setup is, I want to make more money. I get to November, December, and I've realized I haven't made more money. And now I'm upset.
Well, I think it was, I don't know which podcast it was, one of the last two that we've done. There was a stat around how many people have never asked how to earn more money in their business.
63%.
Oh, you remember it?
I do.
Of course you do. 63% of people have never asked their boss or a manager, how can they earn more money?
Yep.
And it's that fascinates me, because if you don't know how the money works in your business, how on earth are you going to make more money?
Yes.
And
good question.
So it's important to ask those questions. So when you start your year, if you keep doing the same thing, is it going to give you the same thing? You know, a lot of people are going to keep doing the same thing and expect a different result.
Yep.
And then they think, oh, I'm just going to do more of that. And let's do more of the same thing. And it's going to give us more. And what happens is, unfortunately, generally, it doesn't.
Being busy doesn't equate to being productive, and that doesn't equate to more money.
Change something to get a different result.
Yeah.
And so the question is, what are you going to change? And this is where, for the average employee, some form of network marketing businesses are really great, because it's another way to generate income. You are changing something to earn more money, you know, because unfortunately, not everybody can go and start a business, or, you know, jump ship and get a better job, or get more money from their boss. There are opportunities that come. And are you aware of what those opportunities are?
So I wanted to ask you this, because this was a comment that I asked Barry, that was given to us when we did our comments episode. Somebody said, network marketing is just a different form of a pyramid scheme.
Okay, so what's the question?
What's your take on that? Because you brought up network marketing for, like,
yes,
a good thing for an employee to do.
The biggest thing is to understand what is a pyramid scheme, because most people don't actually know. A pyramid scheme does not have a product. And a pyramid scheme, generally, the people at the top are the only ones who can earn. And there is, I have looked it up before, the definition of a pyramid scheme, but the biggest thing is there is no product.
Yes.
It's money just moves. And money that comes from the bottom pays the people at the top. That's why the people at the top earn and the people at the bottom don't.
Yeah.
And so when you're looking at network marketing, it's important to understand how the money flows in your network marketing business. And to understand that, you know, how does it work? Like, what is your incentive scheme? What is your, in terms of the money, how does it work?
Yeah.
And once you do that, that'll give you an idea. But I can guarantee if there's a physical product, it's not a pyramid scheme, because the definition of a pyramid scheme is there is no product.
A good answer. You know why it was a good answer? Because you didn't get upset as very good. Very much so.
But and this is
You
where,
got riled up.
okay, so let's look at a typical corporate.
Oh my God.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
Most corporates are pyramid schemes. There's no product, and the minions at the bottom run around, and the CEO at the top earns all the money. Just look at any of our.
Oh man, I can't believe that just
Traditional.
happened. That was crazy. That was literally the same thing in a much calmer way.
In your, like, you just have to look at any one of your government organizations.
Oh, the biggest pyramid schemes of them all. Sorry, government.
And not all governments,
Just
there are certain ones
places
that
where
the people at the top
we live
earn all the money, the people at the bottom do all the work, and there is no product because there's no power, or there's no
get paid since 2023,
or they're protesting outside the municipal buildings or things like that. Yes,
none of us, we don't know. These are just all speculations. We don't know how true any of these statements are.
yes, we suggest you go and do the research in the right place.
And I feel like that's the same about network marketing and pyramid schemes. Do the research. Just do the fucking research.
And one of the things is Google is not the place to do research. And believe it or not, when you are looking at numbers, it is important that you go to reputable websites that track numbers. So I've seen it in network marketing where people will go and say, I did my research, and nobody's had any success in this business. And you're going, what? Nobody.
That's crazy. Like, they're still around.
And there's a building.
A whole building.
And they've been around for how many years?
Like 40, way more than that.
Or 65 years.
Or something like that. Yeah,
there's a building. They've been around for 65 years, and they have a product. Actually, if you go into Euromonitor and the Fortune 500 companies, they're actually on there.
There's even a stadium, a basketball stadium in their name.
And so it's just and I mean, we joke and we say it in jest, but
research.
It is important to do your research in the right place. So go on to, check out the Fortune 500 companies, check out the Euromonitor, check out reputable websites that have numbers on them around network marketing companies.
Yeah, don't go on Facebook and Google, because the thing is that I think, and this is also something that as we've done this podcast this year that I've learned a lot about, is that negativity moves in a mysterious way. So when there's a lot of negativity, that's, especially with Google, that's what gets ranked, right? So if there's a bunch of people who didn't want to do the work in that network marketing thing, they're usually the ones who are there because it sucked and they stole my money.
But the biggest thing about network marketing is it's its greatest asset and its biggest downfall. Anyone can join. Anyone. Even idiots.
Majority of the time it is idiots.
Even stupid people.
And they become the successful ones because they don't know anything and they just do.
And this is where it is, this, and why it's so important. I mean, Robert Kiyosaki has an audio that he does around network marketing and the value of network marketing and what you can learn from it. And he talks about the key things to look for in a network marketing business to know if it's something you would do. And funny enough, product is one of the lower down ones.
Yeah.
It's not top of the list.
No.
Leadership and the people that you're working with and their morals and values are way more important than the product.
Yes.
And this is true because you want to work with like-minded people. You want to work with people with the same morals and values as you.
Yeah.
So, going back to, if you are wanting or you are looking at changing your financial future for next year, you need to be clear. Don't just join the first thing that comes along because your brother-in-law said it's a great idea, or your friend said you're going to make lots of money.
And you don't ask any of them how much money they invested in it.
And I think that's also very important to understand is if it's an investment organization, be very careful.
Yes.
Understand how you're going to get paid, when you're going to get paid. Yeah.
So we're still on goals, but I love the fluidity. So how important is it? Because I want to give people something to walk away from. I feel like this is a great date, as you said, actually, because starting now, the 15th, the week of the 15th, for example, it allows you to not set yourself up to go, okay, I'm the first, I'm going to do it. That nonsense. So how important is it to begin with the end in mind?
It's such a powerful phrase, but most people don't understand it.
No.
So start off with that. So what is it that you want? So if we go back to weight loss, how much weight do you want to lose and why do you want to lose weight? What is the value you want to get? What is it? You want to look good? Is it you want to feel good? Is it because you want to have less inflammation? What is it? And then find out what you need to do and then set yourself up to create an environment where you can go and do those things. So it is, from that aspect, very important to know where you want to go so that you can get there.
Yeah.
It's like trying to give someone instructions and you don't know, one, where they are and two, where they're going to.
True story.
So
actually.
how do you get to England if you don't know where it is and you've never been there?
Don't ask an American. So yes, with that being said, you speak about, and this is my opinion, one of your favorite topics is wins.
Yes.
How important is it because I need to weight loss, for example, I want to lose weight, blah, blah, blah. How important is it to break that down into week, month, quarter, year versus in 6 months' time, I'm going to do X?
So, do you know Wickman basically says people can't focus out 3 months, more than 3 months, because it's too overwhelming for them.
Like 90 days.
So it's got to be 90 days.
Okay.
So every quarter. So you set yourself a goal. I want to lose 20 kilos and then break it down into the 90 days. Then start off with, what do I need to do this week? So what is it that I need to go, okay, I'm going to start let's say we start 1st of January, my health journey. I'm going to make sure that I've got all my food, I know where I'm going, I know where I'm going to do my exercise, how many walks I'm going to do, and then I also know who's going to hold me accountable. And I'm going to ask them to hold me accountable for 1 week.
It's a big one, man.
And so we start the process, and then I'm going to ask them, okay, that worked well. Can we start the 2nd week? And then move from there. And that's where, or if you've got a coach or a mentor that you're paying, great. Then, you don't have to ask them to hold you accountable each week. You're just going to pay them and rock up.
Yeah.
And that's where I think like Weight Watchers and things like that have had so much success. Why? Because you had to go somewhere and you changed the environment to get a result.
Yeah. Did you ever watch I think I told you about it, that the Biggest Loser show on Netflix?
Yes.
I think it's crazy. And I feel like that does speak to environment and all of that, right?
Because what happened, yes, those people were moved from everyday life into another environment. And then, but having said that, they did have coaches.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is there were other agendas being
played. It was sketchy.
So there were other agendas that were being played, and people never stopped to question who had what agenda on a game show. What is the purpose? What is the, and this is where it is. It's understanding what is the outcome you want to get at the end.
True story, that actually. Then I feel like this is a tough one and I know, for example, for myself, it's something I don't do, is tracking and reviewing. So, and this is where, you spoke about celebrating wins, is that after your first week or two, you've got to stop and look and acknowledge, these are the things I've done. I've changed my eating. I've been to the gym. I'd planned on going 5 times, but I've only been twice.
Great. Okay, what's the next thing? What else have I done well? What else have I got better at? And instead of looking at, oh man, I said I was going to go 5 times and I didn't, and blah blah blah, and we beat ourselves up for not going 5 times. Instead of, flip, I went twice. That's 2 more times than I went
last week.
Or
the whole year.
Then, okay, let's go next week. My goal is 2 again. And for the first 3 weeks, can I go 2 times? And then the third week, can I go 3 times? And build it up slowly instead of changing everything all at once, and celebrating the things that you have done. It then becomes easier and easier to do the things that you're doing well.
I like that. And I think like you're speaking about the falling off the wagon thing. So like how much, because I feel like this is, and I guess I can speak for myself. You end up, especially when it comes to weight loss, fitness, all of that, right? You get into it, you got the discipline, you're doing it, you fall off the wagon. Maybe I don't know, I get invited to
a
braai and I have to eat some stuff, and I eat the stuff. I don't feel great about it, but tomorrow I don't fix it. I'm gonna eat bad again. How not okay is it? But do you give yourself some form of grace, but lock that discipline right back in? Like, how soon should I be doing that?
And so it's the sooner you can get back on or back into the rhythm, the better. And going, okay, it was 1 day. I don't have to beat myself up because it was, look at how many days I've done well. I did 5 days well and 1 day bad. Flipping amazing.
Yeah.
When was the last time you did 5 days of eating well? Well, not the whole of last year.
Yeah.
That was 365 days. In 6 days, I've done 1 bad day.
Yeah, it's a good change.
So now you take away the guilt aspect of it and go, cool. Yes, great. I've done 5 days. Well done. Now get back. It was only 1 day. Let's get back on track. Instead of people go, oh, I'm so useless. I couldn't even survive a braai. I couldn't even do this. That's why I said Christmas is only 1 day. You can pick yourself back up very quickly if you want to.
Big one, that. And I think that ties into, I mean, that must make your job a lot harder because, for example, you help people find out what they want and then help them get it. And then, oh, damn it, I just lost my train of thought. That was going to be a good one. Oh, that. So, and I know, so you work with me weekly, monthly, whatever it is. You find out what I want I find out what I want through processing. You don't actually come to me and say, hey, this is what you want. I find it out myself. And then you work towards helping me get that thing that I want. It must be hard when you can consistently see that. Is it hard actually when you can consistently see that the person isn't actively working towards the thing that they say they want? Or is that easier for you because you truly didn't want that thing?
So,
because it's different with every person.
Okay, so the biggest thing about processing is there's no judgment.
Yeah, I'd suck at it as a processor.
So for me, I'm always looking, what was the one thing you did do? I'm not looking for all the negative things that you didn't do. I'm looking at what is the one thing you did do.
Okay.
And I'm going to help you find that one thing that you did do so that you can acknowledge you did something.
Damn, that shifts your perspective, the person's perspective.
Correct. Yeah. Because people will come in and go, oh, I've done so badly and blah, 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 blah. And, and it's like, and it's not just connected to weight loss, it's connected to all sorts of things. And it's like, no, well, what was the one thing you did well? And also for people to understand that, the average client is not 18. The average client is 30 that comes into my space. Well, you spent 30 years doing what you're doing. It ain't going to be undone in 1 week.
Because you don't have a silver bullet. It's like
I don't have a silver bullet. It's the biggest thing about processing is I'm going to equip you to get better.
Oh, I like that.
Okay, so I'm equipping you to get better so you can do things better. So what's the one thing that you did well?
I like that.
And it may be something very small, Like I made a phone call,
Mm.
or when was the last time you made a phone call? Oh, I haven't made it. Yeah. Oh, isn't that exciting? Yeah, but it was only one. Like, you haven't made one in how many months? But you made one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was only one. Well, get excited.
Yeah.
Like how much effort, energy, and courage did it take you to make that one phone call? Like, you know, and I get it. You haven't made a phone call in a year, so that's a huge win.
Yeah.
And then once people start to shift and go, oh, it's actually a real positive, even though it was something small. And then next month, can you make 2 phone calls? Oh, 2 seems really pathetic. No. You're doing what you've just done, plus 1 more.
Yeah.
And then they generally come back and they go, oh, you know what? I'm so excited. I made 2. That's 50% increase.
Yeah, I love that. Because I feel like everybody, and this is not a generalization, everybody's playing for the big wins. Everybody's playing for I'm gonna make 100,000 phone calls. Yeah, but you haven't made one. What a massive win it is. You haven't lost a kilo before. What a massive win it is to lose one. And celebrating that and owning that. It's epic. Any final thoughts before we send the people on their way?
It is. It's like, I would really encourage you to be deliberate around what your goal is, what is your purpose, and then set a plan so that before you start, you already have a plan in place. And that's going to set you up to have great success or greater success with your goal setting.
I actually really like that. I think it's such a simple thing to do. And it creates a lot more clarity for you, right? Correct. It's not just, I want to lose weight. Okay, but why? Why do you want to lose weight? So I can look good, so I can run with my kids, so I can do X, Y, Z. But it makes a big difference. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to us on this beautiful day. We appreciate it. Wherever you are in the world, we appreciate it. And wherever you are in the world, don't forget to subscribe. It's free. It's free. You get content like this. You get podcasts like this every week. So if you're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, you can subscribe. If you're on YouTube, you should subscribe. You must subscribe and comment. I do appreciate the feedback. I know Nicole appreciates the feedback. It's always awesome to hear that even if it's just to one person, that we are adding value. We are doing our little bits out there in the world. And I think that's the most important thing, right? It's what one thing can you do to get better at for you. This has been the Uncovering Greatness podcast. Thank you for watching. See you guys next week.